Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Chris. Today we're diving into another indie brand. Haha, shocker. If you're new here, please know that I really have a heart for indie brands. So if you like to hear about indie brands, this might be the channel for you. Today we're diving into the Laush and Co Princess Pigments Palette. This is how the sleeve looks. And the palette looks just like the sleeve. This palette retails for $28, but right now they do have a sale going on for $25. The palette weighs 36 grams. It does contain talc and mica. It is cruelty free and it has a 12-month shelf life. And honestly, I am living for the Disney castle. I mean, come on. I grew up watching all the Disney movies, Disney princesses and all that stuff, and I really love the way they have been evolving throughout time. Now, the palette's not too big, it's not too small, it's not super thick either. It does have some weight to it, you guys. This is not a flimsy palette, which I really do like because it makes me feel like I'm getting a lot for my dollar. When you open up the palette, it looks like this. It does come with a very large mirror that can fold all the way back. So let's bring you guys up close to this color story. What do you guys think? What are your first thoughts? Let me know down below. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the pre-recorded swatches. Most of the swatches you see have been done one time. Some of them I did go in 2 times. However, there is one shadow in particular, which is the last dark blue matte, which is called Snow White. I went in 3 times and I do use that shadow today. Now, in terms of formula, the palette is pigmented. There isn't a lot of fallout. There are some shadows that might have a little bit more fallout than the other ones, but all in all, the shadows do perform very well. They do blend really easily. One shadow in particular that gave me just a little bit of a hard time, which was Snow White. Now, it's not an impossible shadow to deal with, but I did come across a little bit of an issue when I did my second eye. So the first eye, which is this one, I did off camera and I had no issues in terms of patchiness or things like that. I just had to give it more time to blend. However, for this eye, which I did record on camera, a little bit of patchiness started to form right here in the outer corner. Now, when it comes to patchy shadows, I try to be careful to say whether something's patchy or not, because a lot of factors can cause a shadow to be patchy. For example, the primer you use, the technique you use, the brush you use, all those things. The thing that actually got me was the fact that it didn't end up patchy on this eye, but it was patchy on this side. So I'm really not sure if this is just the inconsistent shadow, if it's just like a kind of wishy-washy one, or maybe it might have been some things that I use. Now, you guys know I use the Kylie Cosmetics concealer for every single video. That doesn't change. However, that doesn't mean that maybe this particular shadow doesn't need something else. Sometimes that happens. So I will up to you guys on this particular shadow. I'm going to play with this palette again and use this shadow again. If it ends up being patchy again or super difficult again, I will leave it down in the comments section because, of course, I want you guys to be aware of that before you purchase this palette. Other than that situation, I didn't have any issues with this palette. So, of course, I'm going to take some live swatches for you guys right now. I'm going to take Ariel. Look at this. Let's take Vanellope. Vanellope's Von Sweets. Let's take Sebastian. And here we go. Let's swatch these 3. Here's 1. Look at that. Ooh. 2. And 3. Ooh. Smoothing it out. Look at Ariel though. It looks beautiful. The next 3, I'm going to take Snow White so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's take Cinderella. Where are you? Cinderella, Cinderella, night and day is Cinderella. Ah, found it. The blue, of course. And which one did I say? Oh, Rapunzel. Where are you? The purple. Oh, you guys know I love purple. But here we go. This is Snow White. Here is Cinderella. Oh, gotta smooth that one out, sorry. And Rapunzel. Here we go. And there we go. Now, Snow White isn't absolutely horrible, but as you can see, I did have to build it up to the swatches that you saw in that pre-recorded. Let me bring it up closer so you guys can see it better. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. Now, honestly, you guys, when I saw this palette, I immediately was drawn to the purples, the pinks, the blues. However, since I've been using those colors a lot lately on my channel, I wanted to dip into colors that I haven't really been touching as of lately. For the eye look today, I used 2 crayon case brushes, 3 BH Cosmetics brushes, and 1 Morphe brush. As I mentioned earlier, I'm starting off my eye look by laying down some Kylie Cosmetics Maple Concealer and then patting it in with the BH number 9 flat brush. Using a BH number 4 brush, I dip into Nala, and I just put that to set the concealer in by sweeping it all across my lid. Using a crayon case brush, I dip into Tiana, and I put that on top of it a little bit above my crease line. Of course, I'm going from the inner corner all the way out to a very dramatic wing. And I also connect it from the wing all the way down to the lower lash line. Next, with a BH number 6 brush, I dip into Raja. And since it is an orange, I am dipping into this lightly. I didn't want to put too much into it because I always like to start off a little bit and build it up. Next, using the crayon case brush, I finally dip into Snow White, which is that blue that we talked about earlier. So I added it just to deepen the green so it could be a little bit darker. And as I'm adding it and I'm blending, that's when I start to notice that it's just a little difficult, and I'm adding more time and more time to just this step alone. As time passes, I finally realize, wait a second, there's a little bit of patchiness in the corner. Again, I didn't experience this before for my other eye, so I will try the shadow again, just like I said earlier, and I'll update you guys in the comment section. After laying down Snow White, I did go in with a crayon case brush for Moana. I did use it dry, and I patted it on my lid. With this particular palette, I do feel like you can get the highest pigmentation with the finger or perhaps a wet brush, so I did go in with the finger for Moana. Then I went back into the palette for Belle, which is just a beautiful yellow gold shimmer, kind of resembling her beautiful gown dress that she wore when she was dancing with the Beast. Using the same brush, I dip into Pocahontas. I wanted to use a red for this eye look today because the reds in this palette swatch ever so beautifully. That one looks beautiful. You go in with a little bit and it shows up a lot, so that I was really excited about. Then right under Pocahontas, I go back in with Raja ever so lightly just to blend out the red from red to orange. Next, I take the Morphe M326 brush to dip into Esmeralda as well as Belle. I mixed the two shimmers together because I didn't really want a super white shimmer. I want a little bit of that yellow gold in there, but not too much, so I just dabbed into both and I put it in my inner corner highlight. I also dragged it down to my lower lash line just a little bit in the inner part, and then also for my brow bone. For my lashes today, I'm wearing the Pure Cosmetics Science Raw Beauty Christie Lashes in Lovely. For liner, I'm using the Glam Light Calligrapher liner and then the Marc Jacobs mascara. And that's it, you guys. That is the look that I created with the Princess Pigments Palette by Laush and Co. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Honestly, even with the little hiccup of Snow White, which again, I'm going to test later on, I still enjoyed this palette. Hopefully I can figure out that shadow though, because it is a beautiful shadow and it is one of the darkest shadows, mind you, in this palette, so I would want that one to work definitely. On my lips, by the way, I'm wearing the Sir John x Luminous limited edition Lion King matte lipstick in Lion's Mane. Sometimes you guys ask me what I'm wearing on my lips, so I wanted to mention that because sometimes I forget. I'm so sorry. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and record another video right now. I think I'm going to put that video out first, so you're gonna see this whole look twice. I swear it'll make sense when you guys see the videos. As always, I hope you guys are staying safe. Love you all so much, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.